Rockets for life.
We are two guys and...
What the hell?
Two belts. Two
What?
belts. Two belts.
But we're not 2G2B.
All right, so we are looking at another episode of Two Guys, One Belt. Raw recap from March 16th, 2015.
13 days out from Wrestlemania 31. They were live from Des Moines, Iowa, I believe.
I think it's Des Moines.
Des Moines.
Live from Des Moines, Iowa.
Des Moines. Sorry for people that live in Iowa.
Once again, to start the show, there's another authority segment.
I think this is like 2,200 straight weeks in a row. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like longer than the Undertaker streak. But anyways, out of authority segments to start the show, this one wasn't awful in my opinion. It was probably one of the better ones.
Mostly centering around Seth Rollins and his terrible poor judgment that Randy Orton was still part of the authority even though he turned on him.
Accomplished making the main event for Raw.
True.
And it accomplished the official making of the match for WrestleMania, which we were all waiting for because it hadn't technically been announced.
But then they announced the WrestleMania match, but then they were like, you know what, let's go ahead and give it to you tonight, the main event of Raw. If you're just a normal fan watching this, you're going, wait, they had a match at WrestleMania, but they're going to have a main event tonight? Okay, click. First match of the night was actually a Divas match.
Yeah, it was a pretty long Divas match, so they are giving Divas a chance.
They are giving Divas a chance. It was AJ Lee versus Nikki Bella, non-title match, which is just ridiculous.
Let's go ahead and rank this match real quick. I'm going to give a thumbs down and probably another thumbs down.
I'm going to go a thumb up and a thumb down.
It was just a very slow match for a one-on-one Divas match. I felt like it needed to be faster.
It was slow. Oh, it did build up to WrestleMania. The thing on the outside with Paige and Brie and all that kind of stuff, that was a good part of the match, I feel like.
We're still pretty disappointed about the match at WrestleMania.
A lot of arm wrenches.
And this wasn't a terribly good lead up to the WrestleMania match, I don't think, personally. Even with the Brie Paige thing outside.
On the line, I would probably enjoy the build-up
more. But we're not going to spend too much time on this match.
Next up, we got The Miz with Damian Mizdow on the outside versus Ryback. So we got two competitors for the Andre Memorial Battle Royal. That helped to build that, so that was nice. Let's go ahead and rate the match. What do you think?
I'm going to give it 1.5.
Yeah, I'll go 1.5 as well.
I felt like the match itself was decent. It wasn't anything to write home about.
The match itself wasn't great, but what was going on during the match was great.
Yeah, especially the ending of the match with The Miz taking out Mizdow.
Is this the moment we were waiting for where they finally split up? Was this it? I can't tell.
I don't think so. I think it's going to happen in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
This is more or
the
less
official breakup, but this is definitely leading towards that. That's a very good build-up.
I don't think we'll be able to tell till probably SmackDown or maybe next week's Raw.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
If this is the official breakup, this was absolutely terrible.
It wasn't a terrible way of going about it. It was just poor timing. Very poor timing if it is.
Next up, we get the John Cena Rusev contract signing.
Let's go. This was a pretty long segment, so I feel like we can
rate it real quick, and then we're going to get to some
I'm going to go thumbs down and a half.
I'm going to go, I'll go thumbs down and a half. Simply because the half was because of the chance for Lana.
Well, I think the half was because Solomon Seminole made an appearance as...
that is Solomon Seminole. That's him, folks. All right? He performed live on Monday Night Raw, yet he was under custody. What happened to him?
Yeah, he escaped prison.
Officers.
Thanks, Vladimir Putin.
Officers, get to us here. What did he do? What was his bail?
Yeah.
What was his bail? What is this? Why? How can he appear on TV? This is ridiculous.
Worst part was Solomon Seminole's accent.
Solomon Seminole's accent.
I mean, when he was live on our show, it was a pretty good accent. But when he was live on Monday night, I think he had a little bit of nervousness.
Next up, we got a tag team match. Once again, non-title.
Yeah.
Okay. The New Day versus Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. What's your rating on this, Ed?
I'm gonna have to give it 2 thumbs down because literally Cesaro is the worst wrestler. He can't carry a match to save his life.
This is about 23 thumbs straight up in the air. Kofi Kingston needs to be in tag team matches by himself. He can do it on his own.
No, this is the worst match ever, Kofi included. Just awful. How can you even go about having this match on a Monday Night Raw? Ridiculous. This is more of like a superstars match to me.
You know what was worse? Cesaro and Kidd freaking won. Oh my God!
I'll agree on that.
Oh my
God, that was
Kofi.
awful. That was
Kofi,
awful.
We need you, man. We need you. Get my back here. You're the man. You're the man of the hour. There's no reason you should be able to just finger poke a doom these mugs, and you should be able to win. This is ridiculous.
Next segment is Big Show versus Eric Rowan.
Big Show versus Eric. Once again, the only good thing is building up to WrestleMania, but let's get your rating.
You know, I'm gonna go down and just a half.
I'm going 2 thumbs down.
You know,
build up alone is not going to get me to like a match. The match was.
The only reason I give it a half is because Big Show's beard is like the darkest color I've ever seen in my life at this current point.
Just for men, right?
Yeah.
Right, Big Show? Just for men. I think the only big guy that I want to see win the match is Ryback.
Yeah, I'd like to see him win, but not either of these two guys.
No. Next up, we got. It wasn't a match. For some apparent reason, they just. I mean, like I said,
a demonstration of the Battle Royal.
That is what it's stated as, a Battle Royal demonstration. Wow. I'm not saying it was awful. It wasn't. It was just. It was just randomly weird.
It was weak. It was a weak segment.
It was just like, I understood what they were trying to do, but why not just have like a Battle Royal? Why can't
actual match? Like make it a qualifier match, like the last 3 in, get into it or something like that.
Right, that'd be sick.
It's just very slow moving in this point of the episode. But then it ramps up with this next segment.
Up with the next segment. This was the 10 o'clock main event, and it was Paul Heyman coming out
third straight week,
getting this time slot and saying some pretty controversial, if you will, things. Paul Heyman gets on the microphone, is saying some things about Brock Lesnar.
Kills it.
And the big thing he was really saying was, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. And then Roman Reigns comes out.
With the new T-shirt.
I
can, I will, Roman Reigns.
I actually kind of like it.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool.
It's that nice graphic tee.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Let's go ahead and rate it. Let's rate the segment. What do you think it was?
I'll go 2 halves.
2 halves? I'm definitely going to go thumbs up and a half, maybe a thumbs up and a third if I could.
Thumbs up and a third.
If I could.
Technically, a third is less than a half, so I think he meant a thumb up and 3/4.
I actually thought Roman, personally, this is why one of the best things he did in the mic. Reason because the words he says wasn't great, but it was very smooth.
The delivery was way better. It didn't seem forced. It was almost like it was an actual conversation.
Yeah, like he was actually talking.
Which was good.
I really did enjoy the segment. This actually got me excited for not only WrestleMania, but next week's Raw. They announced Brock Lesnar will actually appear. And then Roman and Brock are going to go face-to-face for the first time in the ring. Next up, we got a 6-man tag team match from the Intercontinental Ladder match. It was Dolph, Dean, and Daniel versus Luke, BNB, and Stardust, with R-Truth on commentary for I don't know how many weeks in a row.
About as long as Paul Heyman's been coming out. So,
what do you think of the match? Let's go with the match.
You know, the match I thought was pretty good.
Yeah, the match was
I thought it was probably one of the better matches tonight.
For what this Intercontinental title match build-up was, I mean, for the WrestleMania match, I actually thought this match was pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and give it a thumbs up and a half.
I'm going to give it a thumbs up and a half as well. But I feel like having a 6-man tag with half versus half of the ladder match roster just kind of
didn't make a lot of sense.
Now, I'm pretty sure the teams were faces versus heels, if I do remember.
Yes, it was faces versus heels.
So
it makes sense.
It makes sense that they're doing that, but
you know, they're all competitors. You know, they're all going to be, facing one another. So R-Truth had the Intercontinental title strapped to his back.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Now, I just don't think this accomplishes much build-up-wise, especially having a winner. Maybe if there would have been some sort of disqualification, it would have made more sense. But having a winner,
and then just having a big brawl at the end. But I mean, there kind of was a big brawl at the end after the match.
But I feel like
after the belt again.
I feel like having a winner kind of makes it seem like these are going to be the main 3 guys in the ladder match.
I mean, they are, and I think they really are. It's kind of disappointing.
I'd like to change my rating real quick. I'm going to go 2 thumbs up, and Luke Harper will be Intercontinental Champion. But after that,
Luke Harper's a piece of crap.
He's a
piece of crap.
best in the world, best since day one. I wonder if that's copyrighted or trademark.
The best thing after the match was probably Ziggler and Bryan finally hitting each other. And
that should have been a match.
But that should have been a match.
That should have been a match at WrestleMania. You know,
I don't know.
Honestly, my opinion is one of those two guys is going to win it, and then they're going to have a match at the next pay-per-view.
For the belt.
For the belt.
Okay. Next up, we get a promo from Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. Right there, baby. Right there, baby. Bray
Go
Wyatt.
ahead and rate this segment real quick. What's your rating on this one?
This, in my personal opinion, of the past few weeks, this is his best promo he's had. At least video promos.
Oh, okay. Video promos.
I'm up and a thumb down.
I'm going to go a thumb down and a half.
I thought this going on so late, I was like, oh, we're going to get Taker. And then I completely forgot there was Seth Rollins and Randy Orton.
But I just feel like,
once again,
you got to do another live segment. If you're going to do one 3 weeks away, you got to do one 2 weeks away and keep leading up and up. And then maybe next Monday, Taker shows up.
It sounds like it's just going to be a normal match, too, which, we thought for sure it was going to be a casket match.
I'm still thinking it's going to be a casket match. I don't think you can do that much build-up with a casket and not have it be a casket match.
I think at this point, if they haven't announced it, it's not going to be. But I tell you, who knows? Things can change.
Anything can happen.
Like to see it happen.
Anything can happen.
All right, now we're getting to the very end.
Last segment.
Which finally we get something that is actually very, 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 very
Let's
interesting.
go ahead and rate it real quick. I feel like we're both going to be thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Out comes Seth Rollins. He walks down by himself. Randy's already in the ring.
And then the game.
Then Seth gets on the mic saying, just kidding, or whatever he said. Yeah. And then out comes the whole Authority. And they surround the ring.
Led by the game.
Led by Triple H, which is very important. Led by Triple H. Then Orton grabs a chair and he's surrounded. Then lights go out.
From out of nowhere, not an RKO, but it's Sting.
From out of nowhere, but not an RKO.
But it's Sting, and that the crowd was starting to chant, "We want Sting" or "Stinger" or something like that.
And then it happened.
And then it happened, and everyone freaked.
Crowd popped.
Everyone freaked. I freaked well.
Yes. This was awesome. This was absolutely awesome. Sting even had the bat.
Yeah,
which was sick.
And then we get something we really haven't seen since. Was it Survivor Series where he kind of had a little bit of brawl?
Yeah.
So we had some actual in-ring action with Sting. In my perfect world, you wouldn't need anything else next week with Sting and Triple H.
Right.
Just make it kind of that mysterious build-up.
Because this was...
But I think he may come out. But it depends. If Undertaker comes out, Sting's not coming out.
I would like to see a promo next week by Sting. But speaking of promos by Sting, if you watch the WWE Network exclusive after the show... which for some apparent reason it wasn't on Raw. They should have just put it on Raw. But Sting actually got on the microphone. It was actually really good. It was actually really, 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 really good. And it was very short. So I was kind of upset why it wasn't on Raw.
Well, you got to promote the network. I understand from a business standpoint.
I think that's the only reason.
They should have done it a half hour later for people that wanted to buy the network.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to have it right after, people aren't going to have enough time to buy the network or something like that.
It was really good. For those who did catch the WWE Network exclusive with Randy Orton and Sting after the show, it was very good. Go ahead, give us your thoughts on the show and then rate it real quick.
My thoughts is the first 3/4 of the show wasn't anything special. It wasn't completely terrible, but it wasn't good.
It could have been worse, but it wasn't great.
But then it ramped up right at the end. It took a complete 360 spin. It was probably one of the best endings of Raw.
The last hour.
The last hour of Raw.
Which they've had trouble with. Yeah,
it's kind of the opposite. It's kind of the opposite. They've been doing really good 2 hours, and then the last hour sucks.
Yes.
But this one, the first 2 hours were okay, and then the last was perfect.
The things that were good were pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
It got me excited for WrestleMania. So for that alone, because of what we got, and I'll go 2 thumbs up as well. From what we've gotten recently, this was actually a decently memorable Raw.
Even all the bad matches, I felt like at least had some sort of build-up.
But a Raw like this, I think, did help the build-up. So
definitely.
I'm eating my words a little bit here, but...
Put them back in. To end the show, I'm going to ask Nate a question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for WrestleMania at this point in time?
Last week, I was going about a 7, maybe. A 6 or 7. Which
a 6 or a 7?
Yes, last week. But from what we got this week, I'm at probably about an 8 now. Probably about an 8, 8.5.
I was about a 5 or 6 this week. I'd say I'm about a 7 or an 8.
I'm about an 8.
If Undertaker comes out next week and Sting appears,
then we're talking.
As long as we continuously get better build up, like if they can do a good last 2 hours of next week, I'll definitely be at a 10. We are 2G1B.
I just want to give out some programming news. We will be doing a live stream at Wrestlemania. We're going to attempt.
We're not going to be at WrestleMania. It's going to be a live stream of our reactions of WrestleMania.
Of WrestleMania.
I'll do 7 to 11. I'm an Iron Man, so
a 4-hour live stream.
Yeah.
We might think about that. And also, this man's getting married, and we'll be on his honeymoon. So
you're coming on my honeymoon?
Yeah, I'm coming on it. We're gonna do 2 guys, 1 belt.
Dude,
on
2 botches in like 30 seconds. This guy.
Damn it.
The live stream.
We'll be doing that, and then
of WrestleMania. We'll do a quick 5-minute one after our instant reactions.
To get his thoughts. I want to get his thoughts.
But I think he's going to be doing one solo the Monday after.
So if you don't want to see my ass on TV or on YouTube, get the hell out the week.
On Twitter
at 2 guys 1 belt.
Facebook. Check us out on GetScared.tv. WrestlingAudio.com.
Shout out
to
him.
Our boy Mo.
Watch the WrestleMania 31 predictions. A great video.
And
I shall do it.
Other than that, we'll see you next week.
Suck it.